and I don't want to necessarily say payola because payola is looked at so negatively. So it's politics. And once I found that out, I stopped putting out music because it's like, okay, I done put out all these singles. Some of them could have been really big hits. Some of them maybe not so much, but it doesn't even fucking matter. What matters is who you know, how you know, who you pay, and what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, you know, I've put out like, let's say, a handful of records that, okay, I spent $5,000 on the video. I spent $5,000 on mix, master, studio session, splits. I spent $2,000 on this. I spent $100 on the artwork. I spent okay, so we have this one record that after like from start to finish, I may have spent 15 bands. Okay. And it goes nowhere because I didn't know that I needed to sit down with iTunes and the boardroom. I didn't know that I needed to talk to Apple Music about their playlist. I didn't know I needed to set up a meeting at Spotify to get on their playlist. I didn't know that I needed to, okay, get this over here or this over there. I didn't know any of that. So it's like, I just wasted $15,000. Whereas if I wait and pay for the correct marketing, the right team, the right this, and spend $50,000 or $100,000, whatever it is, to make sure this record gets the best light, the best situation, I would have stopped putting out $10,000, $15,000 records a long time ago, wasting time and money. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that that as an artist you should stop putting out music, because you know there's been a tremendous amount of artists that have put out records and records and records and records and records, and it does build your fan base. Like I don't know everybody's story. All I know is mine. And I know how much time, money, and energy I've wasted. So I decided to wait not just until I was financially able to pay for everything I needed, but until I had the right team to do what I needed. So that's why I have waited so long to put out music.
Got you. Look, you gave the explanation to a T, and that's dope. A lot of people really don't know the ins and outs. And like, I be trying to school some of these artists, and they're like, "Nah, like just check my shit out." And I'm like, what? Like the DMs I get on the regular, I be wanting to tell them the ins and outs, but I'm like, no, pay me for my time, because y'all just don't understand.
Absolutely.
Like, how much it really is. Like, you can't just release a song and think that that's it. But it did take me a long time to learn that. I had to hang around a couple of industry people.
No one's gonna tell you that.
Yeah, like my friends, like you said, my friends didn't even tell me. So I literally had to learn on my own, and I'm like, okay.
And that's one thing I really like about QC. I've seen some clips. I don't know exactly where it's from. I don't know if they were doing seminars or something, but P and Coach are literally giving game to artists. And Coach said, "You want to break a record? Okay, it's gonna cost you about $500,000." And then the silence in that room, you can hear a pin drop. And granted, like, I don't believe that you need to spend $500,000 to break a record. Okay, it's different when you have the labels behind you, because they're putting up the big budgets to make sure that, you know, everything's done. But even then, they're not putting up $500,000 at one time. They might put 90,000 behind streams and digital platforms to make sure you're on the banner of iTunes, to make sure you're on the new playlist, to make sure you're on this. They recoup, then they might put another 50 behind the street team. Then they recoup. So even when it's done that way, it's not like they're just cutting a check. Here's $500,000. What do you do with it? They have people appointed in different positions to do different things. So it's just about educating yourself. And like I said, if I would have known this a long time ago, I probably wouldn't have put out a record at all. You know, after I had my daughter, I probably would have waited until I, you know, was in the position to just and go hard. But now that I know what I know, and I have the team that I have, and I have got a bitch ass, I have an arsenal of records, and I cannot wait. I'm dropping back to back to back to back to back to back to back. So
look, I'm excited. You know, I'm about to be harassed. Well,
I told you who to hit. I sent you his, you know, because this record, he actually pushed my release date back to July. So I said, you know what, motherfucker, I'm putting this one out without you, okay? Like, all right, boss. So my record, the record with my team, well, I said my team, my A&R, we're putting that out in July. But I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and let this run and see what we see. Run up the number. Let's run it up.
And you definitely hit some numbers. Like as soon as you dropped it, like I was watching, and I'm like, you know, people was waiting. They was really waiting. Like you were smart with it. You kept playing the music on your live. You know, I
Yeah.
harassed you a little bit and stuff.
Yeah.
But you definitely did your thing. Like I think that you're inspiration to a lot of people. Like a lot of
Thank
people
you.
look at love and hip hop people and they're like, oh, they're just reality stars. And like people outside of the internet don't understand the real life of these celebrities unless you study them. Like you actually have to be a real fan to know
Right.
who they are and what they go through. So it's
Right.
like looking at you, you know, I'm like, nah, I know why Masika do what she do. She's smart, you know. You're a hustler, like you know, entrepreneur. So which brings me to my next topic. I see that you're coming out with a book.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. I think that's congratulations again. I think that's very dope.
Thank you.
So what got you into coming out with that book, should I say? Like
so for the past 4 years I've been giving small, you know, financial literacy, I can't say small, actually massive tips on financial literacy on my Twitter page. Make sure you check my Twitter, masikakalysha. And I actually created a new Instagram page specifically for this, Masika's Rich Bitch Tips. Follow that too. But for the past 4 years, I've been giving tips on credit repair and estate planning and generational wealth and, you know, creating that for Black and brown people. And it just accidentally blew up. I remember I tweeted like some credit tips on how to build your credit. My credit's in the 800s. And it went viral. Shade Room posted it, which I was shocked because they only post negative things. They love posting some dumbass shit about me. So I was shocked that they posted it. And then, you know, from there, people were just asking me questions, DM me. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was annoyed. I would tweet tips and people would like, I would tweet a surplus of just life-changing things. And then people would tweet me, how do I do it? I just told you. And like, I would literally say, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Like, I'm not going to tell you what stocks to buy. I'm giving you tips on how to pick them. I'm not going to, don't send me your credit report. I don't repair credit. I'm telling you how to do it yourself. People, oh, can I pay you to trade for me? I don't work for you. And even if I did, you couldn't afford it. Okay? Because I would charge something so ridiculous that you would never ask me to help you get. Like, I don't have time to do these things. I'm just trying to give you guys free tips. And it got really annoying because there was so many people asking me questions that I was literally answering. And I would even say stuff like, guys, I've been giving these tips for 4 years. Any questions you have, just scroll down my timeline. They're too lazy to do it.
Exactly.
Somebody asked me a question about like, how do I this, how do I that on my Instagram page. I took the time and replied to her and gave a very basic but very helpful stock market 101 answer for anyone that didn't know how to trade. It was like a lengthy paragraph, but it was like vital information that if you're confused, it would literally steer you in the right direction. Would it change your life? No. But would it set you on the right path? Yes. So I screenshot that from my Instagram and tweeted it and said, I hope this helped, guys. One of the instant replies was, oh, girl, that's too much to read.